Hi, I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys community. I've been a trader and technical analyst for the last 8.5 years. I'm going to go over today's April 11th, 2024 Thursday action. So let's get started with ES. So ES had a good day of bulls buying the dip with a long lower wick at the daily 50 MA, no less. And this is a potential weekly bull flag. There is nothing super wrong with this chart. I would say this elevated volume is not ideal, but there's nothing wrong with this chart. So ES had a good bounce. We had PPI this morning. Let's look at that. So PPI came in a little bit less than what was anticipated, 0.2 versus 0.3. And that should be good for the market overall, that things are kind of slowing down. And the market reacted pretty bullishly overall. So here was the data. We pulled back to support in the daily 50 MA, and then we bounced. And we had a great bounce the rest of the day. And I saw a lot of comments, or several comments, I should say, about market internals. Market internals and the heat map can be really confusing when you're looking at what's red and what's green. And I saw comments like, gosh, a lot of the heat map is red. Well, if 90% of this heat map is red, but the correct squares or rectangles are green, it doesn't matter, because we had our larger, it doesn't matter about the red. We had our larger companies, our larger market caps. They were holding up better than the others. So they can hold and lift the market by themselves. So sometimes market internals, tick and ADD can be confusing. If Russell's red, there's 2,000 companies inside the Russell. 500 inside of S&P and 100 inside of NASDAQ. It can make the internals noisy. So when the market internals don't match up with the market action, go dig a little bit further and look to see what's holding up the market. Look behind the curtain, if you will. And I didn't mention tomorrow, we don't have a ton. Michigan data, and we have some Fed speak. Nothing big tomorrow. Oh, we do have something big. Bank earnings. We have a huge thing tomorrow, bank earnings. So don't forget about that. Okay, so ES, we have potential weekly bull flag. Looking at NASDAQ. It's not neat on the weekly. Let's look at it on a 2-week. Potential 2-week bull flag, super neat. It looks great. Daily, we held the 50 MA after a little bit of a battle here. NASDAQ still held up the best as far as holding last Thursday's low over here. Last Thursday's low, 18051.50. Actually, that was made on Friday. And we've held those two lows here, and that's helped the overall market get a little more confidence about this move. So even those names that got lower lows without follow through, like ES, you get a lower low without follow through, you zoom out and look for a potential bull flag on a higher time frame. Looking at Russell, I look up and then I don't look at the chart. We lost the daily 50 MA. I would say that's notable. It's not game over for the Russell bulls, but we did lose the weekly uptrend. We're bouncing from the weekly 26 EMA and the 200 MA on the weekly. But on the daily, it's notable that we lost the 200 MA on the Russell. Dow lost the 200 MA as well. And we have several banks inside the Dow, so that could affect the Dow tomorrow morning. On a bounce, you're still looking for a daily low or high. Bears have the upper hand here. And on the VIX, we had a complete meltdown on the VIX. On the next bounce, we're looking for an hourly low or high. Bitcoin held up pretty well today. Potential daily bull flag, holding the daily 12 EMA, holding the 4-hour 12 EMA. We're back over the hourly EMA. So Bitcoin really held up. I'll say it again. I said it yesterday. I think that Bitcoin has before been a risk on asset, and now it has been serving as a flight to safety, or so it appears. Coin is up almost 5%. They just defied everything. Bitcoin was only down 0.2%. Did we get a bull break? Yep, we got a bull break on coin on the daily. So coin was super bullish today and outpaced the Bitcoin, the Bitcoin. So we have Mara, potential 4-hour bear flag. I would say we have a daily double bottom, even though we broke it by 6 cents. Hourly 50 MA remains overhead. It's just weak. And Riot is even weaker with a pretty strong down channel today, holding the prior day low. We had the dollar that got through daily resistance 105, 110. And we got an upper wick of profit taking for now. We pulled back a decent amount on the next bounce. We could look for an hourly lower high. GDX had a strong finish. We're still right below our resistance here at 34.59. Gold got a new all-time high today, but GDX did not match up with that. GDX could be a laggard to gold tomorrow, possibly. We have oil looking for, we're testing this hourly resistance, 85.69. We double top there on the hourly chart. On the 4 hour, we're looking for a lower high compared to 86.63. And bears are wondering, is this the monthly lower high? Is it getting set? Are we getting closer to setting it? CCJ was a trade that I took yesterday at 47.13. I sold 2/3 of it. And then today I added back 1/3 scale at 48.55. So I bought down here at 48.55. So, and I sold that same, well, a portion of that scale at 50.06, and I posted that trade exit as well. So CCJ was a great trade from yesterday, 47.13, and then today 48.55. And then at open, I was focusing on NVDA. I got my expiration messed up. However, it was still a decent trade. A lot of people got it in the room. I was focusing on NVIDIA long. Daily inside bar bull break as we look for a weekly higher low. And looking for a weekly higher low with a daily inside bar bull break and a 4 hour squeeze. This was a really nice setup and it worked out really well. We closed at the high of day. Now let's see if that is indeed the weekly higher low. SMCI had a weaker close, but overall up 3%. Nothing to be ashamed of here. We bounced from the prior day high here. The question now, is this the weekly higher low being set on SMCI? Overall, semis led the way today. This morning, they were leading when a lot of the other names were pretty weak. So we closed very strong. On a pullback, you're looking for a higher low compared to today's low. ALAB was one of my Queen of the Mountain trades. I had ALAB, Kava, MU, and SMH. So looking at ALAB, we had this big 4 hour squeeze. I loved this setup. Looking for a long on the break of the prior day high. Gap rules apply. We came down, tested the prior day high. What a beautiful bounce. All right, ACB. ACB had a nice spike at open, but we double top with the prior day high and then we gave it all back. A decent finish, up 1%, but overall, this is still languishing, to reuse that word. And CGC closed today with potential hourly bear flag. This loss of this daily trend line was super weak on the next bounce. Now bears are looking for potential daily lower high. ATAI closed with a daily inside bar today. We rejected at yesterday's high, 250. That will be the line in the sand going forward on this psychedelic name. MSOS, very weak. We lost the low of the prior day, came back up, try to reclaim it. On the daily, 925 and 930. Let's see if that's our daily double bottom and can bulls get something going from here. That may be an interesting dip buy area if we could get it again tomorrow. 930 area. Tilray's on the verge of losing the daily 50 MA. They didn't do so well on earnings and or guidance. I didn't really read it. We're looking for a weekly higher low. Daily's not oversold. 4 hour is. A flush down tomorrow may be interesting on Tilray. I'm going to write that one down. I like that. That may be a good trade. We had XLF a little weak. We have bank earnings starting tomorrow. Let's see if Bulls are starting to sell and take a little profit. We are at the daily 50 MA and they started buying that. We're looking for a weekly higher low. And on healthcare, we continue to pull back. A lot of the healthcare names are weak. UNH, we looked at it earlier, super weak. CI, weak. So a lot of healthcare names were weak. Healthcare may be leading us more to the downside, but we'll see what NASDAQ has to say about all that. All right, thanks for joining me.